Welcome to JHart Modelworks. In this update on the Revell 41 Chevy pickup, we focus mostly on the frame and suspension. Welcome to my workbench. Let's get started. Alright guys, it has actually been a fairly productive week at the bench. I've been working on the suspension, and the instructions called for every single part to be painted semi-gloss black. The frame, the suspension components, everything. What's the fun in that? Now, I thought about painting each part individually, which is how I normally work, and I thought about painting things in all different colors, but in the end I did choose to build up the front and the rear suspension components up as assemblies, and then paint those assemblies as semi-gloss black, and paint most of the parts in semi-gloss black, and then just hit some details here and there, and change some colors on a few parts just to get some contrast and some flair. So let's just go start at the back. We have our spare tire. I may have shown this in the previous update, but I have it actually in the tire now. You can see the holes for the lug nuts compared to one of the wheels that go on the actual car that have the lug nuts on it. You've got the holes. I've also gone with the white wall look. I think that's going to bring a bit of class to the truck. I used my Display circle cutter to make some masks so that I can mask off the area, and instead of using white paint, I just used some UMP white primer that I had, and I think it gives a better look than paint does. And being primer, it's going to hold a little better, in my opinion, than a paint would. We also have the bracket that goes over the spare tire, which I was considering spraying this with the last of my Brandywine candy, but I'm not sure if I could really match it with the frame, as I've got the frame in the Brandywine. I could probably get it to match or get it really close, but I wasn't absolutely certain. And I thought, that silver would be a nice contrast against the red. So I kind of like how that looks on the underside. Moving forward a little bit, we have our rear suspension assembly. I did paint just the shock bodies themselves in some gunmetal gray. They don't stand out much, but they just give a light sheen to them. Not the arms, but just these shock bodies. I also hit the brackets on the leaf springs. And then I went around and I hit all the little bolts with my mechanical pencil and some Vallejo silver paint. And then I did some bright brass for the drain plug. I then went ahead and did some wire running across the back to stand in for the brake hard lines for the rear brakes. This is a real easy bit of detail you can add in, especially on these rear brakes. It's just a quick bit of detail you can throw in, no cost, no effort, and it really stands out. We also have our drive shaft, which I did with some Mr. Hobby Super Titanium. And I mixed just a little bit of Super Gold in there. So we're going to have a titanium drive shaft. Again, the theme is a show truck, so we're making it kind of showy. Now moving up to the front suspension. Again, I painted just the shock bodies with the gunmetal gray. And I hit the brackets on our leaf springs. It's just going to give it a different sheen to it. I've not done the brakes on this part yet. I want to go ahead and get this assembled in the frame so that I kind of know what kind of clearance I'm going to have and I don't accidentally run something somewhere that's going to cause a problem later. I already know the rear is pretty clear, so I don't have a problem. But the front, there's going to be, engine components and stuff, and I I want to make sure that I've got good clearance before I throw those in there. There's also not as many bolts on this, but I did go ahead and hit a couple here and there. Just picked off some details where I could. We have our steering box. Again, I want some gunmetal on the arm just to brighten it up a little bit. Put some silver there. On the opposite side of that, we have our drag link, which I decided to do with flat black on the ends and some Zero Paints bright silver for the rod in the center. It's just going to give it some contrast in there. That's going to break up some of this black suspension a little bit. And speaking of breaking up some of that black suspension, we have the really pretty part, and that is our tie rods. Which again, we just went with the Zero Paints Fine Silver, and I hit the ends in the Zero Paints Candy Red. Kind of gave it a real similar look to the oil pan. I figured that would tie that in and just give us a real nice splash of color in that front suspension to tie that engine in with it. So I'm going to go get this all assembled into the frame and we'll be back and take a look. Here we are, guys, all wrapped up, and it is looking pretty nice. Now when I built the assemblies, the way I did it was I started with the leaf springs and I taped them down with some Tamiya tape in place on the frame. Then I used some Tamiya Extra Thin and I glued like the rear diff and this front crossbeam. I glued those into place so that I knew at that point everything would be in the proper location and everything would be lined up right. And after those dried, I was able to remove the assemblies and glue the individual parts on, like the brake drums and the shocks and whatnot. So if you're going to do this kit and you want to make sure everything's going to line up and you're going to build the assemblies, that's how I would do it, is start with your leaf springs, get your leaf springs taped down into place and build off those leaf springs. I do believe it's just about ready to have that engine mounted in place. Speaking of the engine, we got the carburetors in. Jim Kinder from the In Search of Parts and Models Facebook group sent me a set of the dual carbs from his 41 Chevy as he's replacing the entire engine on his with a V8. So Jim, I don't know if you're a viewer. I don't think you are a viewer of my channel, but if you are, thank you very much. You have saved my build. Now there's supposed to be a beam that goes across that holds an oval air cleaner, which I cut off very carefully so that I could mount these ProTech aluminum air cleaners. And there's also a bar that runs between these, which I cut off, and I used a bit of some ProTech braided wire to simulate some fuel lines. I wanted to actually do, what I wanted to do was run one fuel line off here, one fuel line off here, and have them meet at a T fitting over here, but I just couldn't get it to fit in scale and look good. So I ended up breaking down and just doing it this way. I did hit some of those accents on the carburetor with some bright brass just to kind of break it up a little bit. The carbs themselves are done in Mr. Hobby's Superfine Silver, and this lower part was masked off and done in Super Titanium with just a touch of Super Gold. I wanted it to break up that look a little bit so it didn't match the intake and the exhaust manifolds. I didn't want it to match up with these. I wanted to break this up and add a little bit more color in there. So we have fuel line running between the carbs. We then have another one that runs out, runs around and then down to our fuel pump. Also, I went ahead and dry fit everything in place for a little bit so I could get the firewall in its place. And that let me kind of mark out and cut these extra wires down. So this will go to the battery. This is going to go to the firewall. This is going to go to the firewall. So I don't just have these long wires. It's a little easier to deal with now instead of having those long wires hanging off all over the place. So when I do test fits and stuff, it's a little easier to work with. Now, I can't really get everything in place because in order to get the firewall in place, it has to go into the cab, and the cab can't go into place until I do the interior. I've done some dry fitting with the radiator parts, and the hoses are absolutely terrible. The radiator parts don't really... They line up. It's kind of weird how they line up. And it looks like they sit really high. But looking at some reference photos, it looks kind of like that's how they're supposed to be. But when I have them in the right place, the radiator hoses don't quite seem to reach where they need to go, which seems to be a kind of a running thing with radiator hose parts. I always seem to have an issue where they just don't quite fit where they're supposed to go. And then add to that, these aren't even round at the end of the fittings. They're kind of, I don't know if I just got some bad moldings that aren't real cleanly cast or what, but I mean, they're not round exactly. And they just don't fit right. I had intended on replacing them anyhow with some braided line, but I had intended on using these as a measuring guide, and I can't use these because they don't reach right. They don't fit right. So I'm going to need to get the engine in place and get things mocked up so that I can get lines cut for the radiator lines. But right now the radiator is in the process of being chromed. It's supposed to be flat black, and I just didn't feel flat black. Now, the fin part, I'm doing the fin part in flat black, but I felt the outside of the radiator itself, I would go with a chrome. And there's a bracket around it that is in fact flat black, so we'll see. I'm just having fun with it at this point. But when I use this McLaren chrome stuff, it's a 2+ day process to chrome parts. Because the black itself takes, that black undercoating takes like 2 days to fully cure. And if you try gluing stuff together when that undercoat isn't cured, even if you spray the chrome early, because I tend to spray the chrome a day earlier than you're supposed to. You're supposed to wait 2 days for the black to dry, then spray your chrome, then wait like another day, and then spray some kind of a clear over it, like an Alclad Aqua Gloss, some kind of an acrylic clear, or their sealer. Their sealer, if you spray it, will spray matte, and then you have to spray a clear coat, like a 2K clear coat or a lacquer clear over it to get the gloss back and get your shiny mirror finish back, which seems really complicated to me, and it's really thick. So I've just been using Alclad Aqua Gloss, and it's worked so far. This engine is actually looking really cool. Although that chrome fan blade doesn't look very chrome. It looks black in this picture, but the air cleaners came out great. The carburetors came out good, and I'm really happy with this. Alright, I have gone ahead and got the engine glued into place. This was a pain because there's not really any actual gluing points. There's no true positive locating points. There's a couple of knobs here that the engine sits between in the front, and it kind of settles in place here, but honestly it wants to wiggle, and you've got to kind of mess with it to get it lined up right. I'm not even entirely certain I've got it in there straight, but it's as good as it's going to actually get. We've gone ahead and run our line from our starter up to our battery, and we've added a battery terminal cable there. I just don't know where this, I don't know if this goes off to a ground or where we run the negative to. I'll run the negative to somewhere. I just haven't figured out where yet. But all in all, it's looking pretty good. So that's where we're at this week. I'm not sure if I want to continue fiddling around in the engine bay, or if I want to go ahead and move forward and start working on the interior and come back to this later. We'll just have to see what kind of time I have. With this being a holiday weekend, and with this being a friend's birthday weekend, my schedule's a bit packed this weekend. So it's going to kind of be a matter of, what kind of time do I get will determine on how much time I have to actually build. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned, keep modeling, and I'll catch you on the next update. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Also, feel free to leave comments, feedback, critique, or anything else in the comment section below. I enjoy interacting with all my viewers in the comment section and try to reply to all the comments I receive. If you want to catch future videos, please consider subscribing to my channel and make sure you click the bell notification icon so you can be notified when I upload new videos. As always, thank you for watching, keep modeling, and have a great day.